When do you start career planning? When do I start? When did I start? 14, back home in England. So I went to school in southeast London, next to Elephant and Castle, next to the House of, not too far from the House of Parliament. And I remember at 14 was when you get your careers advice. So obviously you're still trying to figure out what type of person you are. You don't even know you're trying to figure that out. You're just working your way through things. So I was sporty and competitive, just didn't know how much so, how sporty, how competitive. I spent some time doing what's called work experience. So going off and spending 2 weeks at a record label to see whether or not I liked the idea of music journalism. And then I realised I wasn't that keen on it. My attributes seemed to be a bit more based on variety of work and in having an opportunity to upskill. You know, so can I get promoted to do this, to do that? Can I show that my industry, my work rate is able to help me achieve more? And I was still quite a physical young person, so I wanted an opportunity to let some of that energy out, which is not what I found in that particular career of journalism. So at 14 is when I decided to really be involved with my career planning. So you can review it, you can think to yourself, is that the correct plan? Is that appropriate? Is it achievable? So at 14 is when I got into the rhythm of planning for myself. So I'm grateful that that was encouraged at my school. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I had a teacher who was willing to kind of help set me on a course. So it was her husband who worked at the record label, and so she arranged for my work experience. At least it gave me options. So you have to start. You have to start planning. But then you have to think about the appropriateness of the plan. And when you're planning, don't underplan, you know? So what you want to do, what does it take to get there? What does getting there look like? It probably does look like a lack of sleep. It probably does look like not a lot of money. And it probably does look like some antisocial periods of time in your life where you have to become kind of obsessed. You have to become different to the people around you. Don't be afraid of that. I'm not that sociable anymore. I used to be quite a sociable person. I like being around people, like to just chat. I still like to chat. But it's a bit harder now. It's become harder because my natural gravitation is towards my chosen profession. So when you're planning your career, you are in charge. It's important to take charge. And when you find yourself and you do the reflection on your day, do the reflection on how your day fits into your month. How does the month fit into what you do your own periodization, like what should my year look like? Because in 5 years' time I really want this for myself. But this day that you're in, does it fit into that 5-year plan? And if it doesn't, because maybe you've got a boss who doesn't have the growth mindset, who doesn't have a collaborative mindset, or you're working with people who don't really endorse supporting each other, they wouldn't support your idea, and they wouldn't support a learning environment. And if that's who you're trying to be, then maybe you need to change your circle. You know, don't just be jumping from place to place, but if it's part of your plan that you need to grow more internally as a person, and you want to really go for this position, you want to be in this type of job, you want to have this type of coaching environment, and if your current environment doesn't fit, and you're honest with yourself and you think, well, actually, I do back myself to apply for that job. I do back myself to think that those are the attributes for this role, because I've seen the roles advertised and that's what they're looking for. This environment isn't set up for me to achieve that attribute. You can try and be a bit savvy. You can maybe manipulate your current environment to work towards those attributes that is on that job description that you want in 5 years' time, in 1 year's time, in 6 months' time. Manipulate the environment to fit those attributes. Or, just as we change our environment for our players, change your environment. It might be a case of changing your circle, change your environment. So for me, you could look at my resume and look at my CV, and it's like, oh, she hasn't spent long there. Well, I'm not running away from anything, because that's not who I am. What I'm doing is I'm being realistic about whether or not this current environment meets my 5-year plan. And I'm not the best coach. I don't have to be the best coach. It's a cliche, but it's true. You have to be the best version of yourself. So, if we make a move to a different role, or to a different city, or to a different country, it's because we're looking for the betterment of ourselves. We're looking to better ourselves. And each jump that we make, it's part of a bigger plan. So know the plan.